A defender can do against Giannis there.
And here are the Knicks. You know, you were talking about Giannis. He can put up 30 a game without taking many shots from the perimeter. That's a tall order these days, especially because he gets doubled every single time. Antetokounmpo with the steal.
Don't let Giannis get a step on you. His one step counts for 3 sometimes, and he's gone.
Brunson, right side. Pass to Hart. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
That's a difficult spot for defenders against Josh Hart. They're guarding against the drive or the perimeter shot, and he'll hit them from the mid-range.
Now here's Antetokounmpo, and that one's good by Porter.
Always fun to look at. Not tremendously efficient, but the floater, boy, those sure are pretty.
Here's the 3. Lopez grabs the board.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Bridges outside. They set the screen. Drills the three-pointer.
Bridges has a lot of jobs for his team, but if he consistently knocks down 3, he can add it to the list.
The wide open look here for Lopez. A three-pointer, no good.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that, and that's a bad miscue, and you can't give up looks like that all game long. The defense is tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
Pass to Hart. Fires top of the key. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
That might not be the shot they want him taking, even with the D backing off.
And talking about the Knicks, GA, do you feel they took a step forward last season?
I do. I mean, losing in 7 in the conference semis with all the injuries they had, that really kind of set them back. They ended that game 7 with the Pacers missing 4 of their starting 5. So, no doubt, expectations will be high.
And Greg, 2 seasons ago, the Bucks ranked first in defensive rating. Last season, they dropped down to number 19.
Yeah, shifting defensive schemes, coaching changes, also swapping Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard. But they can and should be better than 19.
It's the Knicks with the ball. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Well, I was able to talk with Doc Rivers for a minute. We talked about facing a point guard like Jalen Brunson, and he told me Jalen's got a great sense for angles and knows how to attack if anyone's out of position. You have to stay disciplined on defense. Of course, Brunson will be the focus of their attention tonight. Back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated. Towns with it. He's picked up by Lopez. Here's Brunson. Rebounded by the Bucks.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
Lopez from long range.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Hey, Brett, where would you rank the Lopez brothers as the best NBA siblings?
Well, they've had storied careers, both of them. Certainly in terms of the argument about the best twins to ever play the game, you could make an argument for them. You had, of course, Tom and Dick Van Arsdale in the 60s, Horace and Harvey Grant in the 90s. But what the Lopez brothers have been able to do, not in terms of their longevity, but in terms of their contribution to their teams, both very different. These guys have to be up there. And I like that Giannis slowing down just a little bit, in control there.
Pass to Anunoby. Back to Brunson. Looking to end the run. Hits the three-point bomb. Brunson's got 5 points so far.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
The shot's good from Lopez.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitors.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Pass to Towns. From downtown, Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. Milwaukee leading by 7. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Comes up empty from 19 feet out. Anunoby outside. And Tom Thibodeau decides to call a timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. For the Knicks. Here's Payne. Off the inbound. Doesn't go that time. Good D by Lopez. Back to Giannis. And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Milwaukee.
And they've set the tone from the jump. They're looking to pound it inside and score in the paint.
Here's Bridges. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Bridges got 5. break, what a great time to be a fan of basketball. Not just in the NBA, but all over the world.
Absolutely, Kevin. The sport just continues to grow, and there's increased value being placed on all-around skill, even in youth basketball. And I think that bodes well for the future of the game.
To the middle. And Tom Thibodeau decides to call a timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. And Brent, when you talk about the best player in the league, Giannis has got to be in that conversation, correct?
Yeah, there's no doubt, Kevin. I mean, the numbers he puts up are incredible. It's how easily he dominates a game and just how unstoppable of a force he is. You know, there's so many teams out there trying to find answers for what Giannis is doing to them offensively, but how do you equip a defense to slow down the force that is Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Here's McBride. There's a screen by Robinson. From the arc. And the Knicks miss again. Milwaukee leading by 7. Pass to Antetokounmpo. It's rebounded by New York. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. The Bucks use their size defensively to great impact. Coach Doc Rivers said, we're not fast, we're long. So we get our fingertips on a lot of balls, and that slows fast teams down. Switching keeps guys in front of you, and the more size we can put in front of people, the better we can be. Kevin?
Yeah, you follow this league for a long time. That sounds like a pretty good game plan. And Anunoby, here we go. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. To the inside. Here's Lillard. The layup off target. Knicks trail by 7. Here's Anunoby. Offline with his 3. And the Bucks with possession. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game.
Well, he had the perfect opportunity to finish that one, guys, and just flat out blew it.
Run for about a decade, the Bucks have virtually been a lock for the playoffs.
Yeah, you think about Giannis being drafted in 2013, and absolutely nobody saw what was coming with him. They missed the playoffs in his first and his third year, and then all of a sudden, Giannis fully arrived. He's developed into a star, not just a star, but a superstar, and these guys have been contenders ever since.
Anunoby in the corner. And stolen by Kuzma. Here's Antetokounmpo. And the dunk by Giannis.
Well, when Giannis has room to run, he is fun to watch. Get out in transition there.
Inside. Achua. The dunk by Achua.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Lopez from long range. That's another miss. Number 4. He's 2 for 6 shooting. On the wing, Bridges. 5 points in the game. On the wing, Bridges. Clock at 6. There's a screen by Achua. Here's Anunoby. Misses the 3. Bucks leading by 6. To the paint. Here's Giannis. Inside. Antetokounmpo. Automatic.
Antetokounmpo with a great read there in the screen and roll. He knew exactly when to back off the pick.
First personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the floor.
109 left in the first half of basketball.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Giannis flies the other way.
Every aspect of Giannis's game showing tonight. Just unreal.
Pass to Brunson. And stolen by Lillard. And now Lillard running the floor all by himself.
Well, with how hot Damian Lillard can get, you cannot let him steal the ball and then put one away in the open court. Here he comes.
Here's Brunson. Good on the 13-footer. Brunson's got 7.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Here's Lillard. And he drives in. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
And Lillard just has the quicks right there. If you give him any space, he's going to get in that gap.
Towns with the steal. Achua with it. Gets it off. Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Milwaukee. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We've got more in store for you right after this. And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Here's Brunson. Over Lillard. And it's Brunson missing. Bucks leading by 10. Outside Portis. Lillard fires away from way outside. Rebounded by Hart.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups, so maybe just a step too far.
Oh, my. Karl Anthony Towns with a little extra emphasis on that one.
Lillard from outside. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. And it's Towns with the ball. He'll bring it up for New York. Trailing here by 8. Looking back at Damian Lillard's time in Portland, what an incredible 11-year run. I mean, Brent, he was the team.
Yeah, unbelievable, all-time great for the Portland Trailblazers. All-NBA 7 times, Kevin, a Blazers record. And no doubt one of the most beloved players that's ever put on a uniform in the great Pacific Northwest. But I know for Damian Lillard how competitive he is. He doesn't want to just rely on what it is he accomplished there. There's more to be done, and he wants to win at the highest level, and that's what he's looking to do.
Wow, Giannis with a strong finish inside.
Contact just doesn't matter against Giannis. Once he's inside, he is not to be stopped.
Brunson adds a 2-pointer. A rebound by the Bucks. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Kevin, thanks. It's important to remember Damian Lillard was a 2-star prospect coming out of high school in Oakland. He says that the doubt I faced, what I found is I have true belief in myself. I poured a lot in and just continued to work. That's why when I struggle, I never waver because I know that I'm true to it. Eventually, I'm going to have my time. Kevin?
I think they call that Dame time. Hey, David, thank you. One of the best 3-and-D wings in the league? Well, let's start with OG Anunoby, who excels from the corner.
And Kevin, about 45% on quarter threes the last couple seasons. So OG can space that floor horizontally. That's in addition to his elite defensive ability.
Here's Towns. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Now just a 2-point Milwaukee lead.
Well, they're getting stops, and they're attacking on the offensive end.
Yeah, coaching staff probably loves this, just grinding out defensive possessions, which is helping them get back into their offensive flow.
Lillard misses.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Well, he's missing, and it's starting to affect a little bit in his body language, and you just don't want to see that.
To the inside. Here's Towns. Green with the rebound.
Oh, no excuse for a guy of his caliber. You've got to finish that slam. Got to be a little embarrassed by that one.
The attention Mikal had on that play helped him out to get that steal.
To the middle. Here's Giannis. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Towns, high post. Pass to Hart. Towns looking around. Shot clock at 6. Looking to get back on track here. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Green fires from way outside. It's rebounded by Towns. Here's Hart. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Milwaukee in the lead. Here's Green. That shot is off. Bridges with some nice defense. New York with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Some nice passing by New York here. Here's Hart. Off target from outside. Giannis with it. Hart covering. And it's Giannis missing. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Anunoby in the corner. He's looking for Portis and finds him. And Giannis pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo. And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. And the Knicks making a change here. And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. And there's the foul. And it's on Taurean Prince. That's his first foul.
13 foul.
8 seconds left to play in the third. Bridges inside the three-point line. New York, no good that time either. Brand from deep three-point land. 3/4 of play in a close game here. Bucks lead by 2. Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Now, here's Porter. Down low. And finished off by Porter.
Serious hops.
from Porter on that one, slamming it down with authority.
Pass to Achua. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it.
Here's Payne. Shoots from the corner. Sings with the rebound. Outside Prince. Lopez from long range. Knicks trail by 4. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Pass to Anunoby. Back to McBride. There's a screen by Achua. Shot clock at 5. McBride's shot is off. Bucks leading by 4. Lopez a screen. For 3. It's rebounded by New York.
That's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
There's a screen by Achua. New York, no good that time either. Here's Kuzma, and the layup is good. And the Bucks lead by 6.
Kuzma with a little bully ball of his own here.
Here's Payne. Banked in off the glass. Payne's got his first points in this one. And the Bucks with possession here. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Right side, Porter. Here's Lopez. And the dunk by Lopez.
Lopez at that size has no trouble throwing it down.
And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Payne. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Second personal foul.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Bucks?
No adjustments made by the other team, and they couldn't defend against the speed of this group. They've been running over them in this one.
Here's Lillard. Takes it inside. Lays it up and banks it in.
Big time drive from Lillard, and the contact. He has the mindset just to slough it off.
Payne. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And Damian Lillard, good for the 3. And now it's a 10-point Bucks lead.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
I mean, this team is just dangerous. Right now, every shot that they're putting up feels like it's going.
Here's Milwaukee now. They're on an 11-3 run. Lopez a screen. Lets the 3 fly. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lopez has got the lead up to 13 now for the Bucks.
Good soft hands there from Lopez, efficient in the catch-and-shoot motion.
And Lillard is going to pick up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
3rd team foul. Next substitution.
1:49 left in the 4th quarter. No good on the quick 3. Bucks leading by 13. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Lillard outside. Takes the 3. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Bucks.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the board.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
And stolen by Lillard. Now the Bucks moving it up for the three. They get the rebound. Antetokounmpo looking it over. And the foul called on Antetokounmpo. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
They've been looking out of sorts in the last few possessions.
And this is when you need to be patient. Find a high percentage shot and have some floor balance.
Here's McBride. And the Knicks miss again. And so it's Milwaukee now. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. Here's Giannis. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to urge their team on, and that can always help. That home advantage of home fans getting you going, fully on display here.
Checking in for the Knicks, DeLon Wright.
7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. That one is off. That one is no good. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that about wraps it up.